the wind. All right, so we are live. Yeah, shalom, shalom, everyone, and welcome once again. Just a word this week. I every week I say this is the most important teaching we've ever done. I think this one tops it. I think this one tops it because it has some hidden things that most people do not understand and not understand the necessity or how essential it is to know or understand this. You see, this end time everlasting gospel, every time the Most High brings a covenant, it's about emunah. From the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it was all about emunah, all about what they call faith. Um, and this one is no less. And we are going to look at what um, ah, I can't sign in. Okay, yeah. So we are going to be starting today looking at the Lamb's wife, the bride, the Lamb's wife. Now, probably about a year ago or so, you told me this. I just hiss my teeth and say, get out of here. Come, get away from here with your foolishness. But this thing here, as we look into the everlasting gospel and it opens it more and more to us, we see you got to understand this. All right, so without further ado, let me try to begin. Yeah. First of all, we just want to make a comment because in our teachings we are like giving we are giving dreams that have been given to us. And people are taking the dreams, interpreting it for themselves, and telling us what the dreams are for. Let me just explain to you that I don't know how to say it. We live a different life from most people. I don't know how to say it. Because we are a group of people with the prophetic ruach who dwell together, live together, eat together, day in, day out. And I've really given up everything to serve the Most High. And so the Most High speaks to us so that we can understand. He doesn't speak to us so that we have to go to someone in Babylon to ask them. And how he speaks to us, he will speak to one person, give that person a dream, then he gives another person another dream. Then when we come together, we all fit them together and get the understanding. Also, we keep records of our dreams. And, like precept upon precept, we have dreams upon dreams upon dreams. So we get to know what this means and what that means over time. So when you hear us using dreams and people are coming, you have to be careful how you try to correct when things come out from the Most High, because you might end up blaspheming the Ruach. Yes? We are telling you that this is what the Ruach is saying, and you are saying, no, this is what it's saying. Yes? You might find yourself blaspheming the Ruach. Likewise, let me just tell you something. Do not be quick to call people false prophets either, or false teachers, because the Most High will use people in a certain way, and you calling them false, you are actually blaspheming the Ruach, because the Ruach is working in a way that you do not understand, and you are blaspheming it. Yeah? So we just start off that way. So when you hear us bring the dreams, it is from confirmations from within us. All right? All right. Ba, 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 ba. Where was I? Um, da, da, da. Where are we? Should we? I think we should skip the dreams and go straight to the bride, to the meat of the matter. All right. All right. So I'm coming up. Now, what is happening in today is a lack of order. And the Most High is an I am of order. Let's go to Enoch 72:1. Where is that? It's got mixed up here. I took it off. No, let's not. I'm trying to see where we should go. Yeah. So, people out there are actually spending all their times correcting us instead of seeking out the truth, because the prophets of Babylon, the people who are out there, do not really preach the mystery of I am. They do not preach the everlasting gospel. This is the gospel for the end times. This is the gospel for the end of this age. Most do not preach it, but most spend their times trying to teach, going around trying to correct people. The end time everlasting gospel is what we should be preaching. Revelation 14:6-8. Sorry about the late start. I was trying to figure out where to get my footing. Revelation 14:6-8, laying a foundation here.
And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven.
Hold on. Go again.
And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear I am, and give splendor to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters.
Then read verse 8 now.
And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All right, so the very last gospel, good news that should be preached right before Babylon falls is the everlasting gospel. This is new and different from the doctrines that we inherited from the false religions, from the religions of Christianity and all of those. It is different, very, very different. And one of the differences is what we are going to show you today. One of the big differences is what we are going to show you today. Revelation 10:6-7 tells you what will happen in the time of the everlasting gospel. Go ahead, please.
And swore by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven, and the things that therein are, and the earth, and the things that therein are, and the sea, and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of I am should be finished, and he hath declared as he hath declared to his servants the prophets.
So there's a mystery that he has declared to his servants, the prophets, that must be finished in the end times. It's a mystery. It's not plain. It is a mystery. And so that is why we have had to relearn in the end, because the mystery is being given to us. We were directed to look into the mysteries, and the mysteries were given to us. And the mysteries of the kingdom is what is so important for us to be pursuing at this time. Now, let us begin by speaking that the great I am is all about order. Is all about order. Let's go to Enoch 72, verse 1. You have it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The cipher of the revolutions of the luminaries of heaven, according to their respective classes, their respective powers, their respective periods, their respective names, the places where they commence their progress, and their respective months, which Uriel, the Kadosh angel who was with me, explained to me. He who conducted them, the whole account of them according to every year of the world forever, until a new work shall be effected, which will be eternal.
All right. So look at this now. It says, according to their classes, according to their period of rule, and their times, according to their names, and places of origin, and according to their months. So everything has its order in terms of time and space and everything. Classes, period of rule, times, names, places of origins, months. The Most High does everything through order. Through order. That is what we want to establish. Order. So the great I am is all about order. Let's go to Genesis 2, 16 to 18.
And I am who I am, commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And I am who I am said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him.
I will make him an help meet for him. So this is the order. He created man first, then he created the help meet for the man. The help meet for the man. I wonder if what's the stop at 18? Let me see what's next. Okay. All right, so the man and then the woman. But mankind loves disorder because man, given free will, loves sin and loves disorder. So let's look at the disorder of mankind in the days of Noah. Matthew 24, 36 to 39. Matthew 24, 36 to 39.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So disorder through rebellion, through lusts and desires, all of that taking place in the time of Noah. And he says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end. We are in the end, so it shall be as in the days of Noah. So let's look at the days of Noah to see disorder and how disorder has caused increased corruption on earth. Disorder causing increased corruption on earth. Genesis 6, 1 to 13.
And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of I am saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And I am said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of I am came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And I am saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented I am that he hath made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And I am said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of I am.
So disorder as a result of rebellion, to the point that the Most High decided to wipe off man off the face of the earth. This is how much the Most High hates disorder. That's how much he hates disorder. Continue.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with I am. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupted before I am, and the earth was filled with violence.
So when there is disorder, there's going to be corruption. Where there's corruption, there's going to be violence. Continue.
And I am looked upon the earth, and, behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And I am said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
All right. Satan works through chaos and disorder. We got to understand that. Chaos and disorder. That is how Satan works. And the Most High does not like chaos nor disorder. That is why he wiped off mankind off the face of the earth. All right? So he is a mighty one of order. Now, as it is in the heavens, so shall it be on earth. Let's see the order of the heavens manifested on earth. Let's go to Genesis Habereshit 1, verses 1 to, let me get myself off. Verses 1 to 3.
In the beginning, I am created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
And the Ruach
and the Spirit of
I am
moved upon the face of the waters. And I am said, let there be light.
All right, so
light.
Sorry. So that was the order in the heavens. We have in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with I am, and the Word was I am. So we have in the beginning the order of the heavens. We have the Father, and we have the Ruach. The Father and the Ruach. Let me just say something. And they gave us a male Ruach, which some time ago I told people that I don't believe that the Ruach is a male. I think the Ruach is female. Just as how the Most High created Huawei, is it?
Yeah.
For Adam, as helpmeet for Adam, the Father had Ruach HaKadosh as helpmeet for him. That is why when in the beginning, he said, let there be light, and his Ruach HaKadosh created light. And that is how the Father created, through his helpmeet. That helpmeet is Ruach HaKadosh, feminine gender, as it is. I wanted to use the word gender, feminine form. As it is in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So, the order of the heavens. Man in the image of I am, male and female. And I know we have read this verse many times, these verses. Some of the verses you're going to see here, we have read them before. We're going to get a different light now. They're going to shine a different light to us. Genesis 1:26-27. Go ahead, please.
And I am said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
Wait. Let us, plural, make man in our plural image after our plural likeness. Continue.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air.
Let who? Them. Plural. Continue.
And over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So I am created man in his own image.
In what?
His own image.
So what is the image of the Most High now? Continue.
In the image of I am created he him.
Male and female created he them. So male and female in the image of the Most High. That is why Ruach HaKadosh is a female. Let there be light, and there was light. The Father spoke and Ruach HaKadosh acted. That's the image. So he created man in his own image. He created a man and a woman in his image, the image of the Father. Okay? Okay. So that is the image. Because we're going to be speaking about the bride of Hamashiach. And we are going to this is just laying a foundation to show the value and the necessity of the female principle in the end time everlasting gospel. You see, the woman has got a bad rap because of Huawei. Yes, because of Eve, as we know it. She has given women a bad rap. And in the end time, women are going to be redeemed by the bride. And there is going to be a restoration of the perfect family, the perfection of the man and the woman in unison, in oneness. And we did it before, speaking about the priesthood, the priestess and the priest together. Okay? So, that is just laying a foundation for what we are going to be looking at. Created man in his own image, male and female created he, them. So, when we're talking about the family, let's look at the composition of the family. Because what we're going to be looking at today, get this thing down here. Yeah, what we're going to be looking at today, this might look a little jumbled, but let's begin at the Father. I am who I am. This is basically what we're going to be looking at. The Father, I am who I am. And the Mother, Ruach HaKadosh. And we have the firstborn of all creation, who is the Son, who is Yahushua HaMashiach. And then we have many brethren, who in the end, to be saved, will be the 144,000. Then we have a select daughter of Ruach HaKadosh, who is called the bride or the Lamb's wife. She is also of the 144,000, but she is select. And the Songs of Solomon calls her the choice one of her mother. Okay? So this is what we're going to be looking at. So we have the 144,000 who, by the way, these are angelic beings who take on flesh, angelic beings who are the sons of I am. And go to 1 John 3, 1 to 2 for the 144,000. These emanated from Ruach HaKadosh.
Sorry, 1 John?
1 John 3. Just do verse 1.
Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of I am. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
You see why the world doesn't know the 144,000? Because the world does not know the Father. So the world does not know the sons of I am. So these are the sons of I am. Through Ruach HaKadosh, emanations through Ruach HaKadosh. Now these, let me explain to you, are angelic beings in the spirit realm. But when they come to earth, their spirits are placed into the children of Yasharal, and they live out an existence just like any normal man. So we emphasize the 144,000 normal men, but they have the angelic ruach upon them. The bride, a normal woman, but has the angelic ruach upon her. Choice select of Ruach HaKadosh. So the 144,000 are angelic beings, Elohims, according to Psalm 82, who as men dwell on the earth. They are here today for the great end-time battle of good over evil, the deliverance of the whole house of Yasharal. They were raised in sin, and some are still in sin, and will only overcome through great tribulation. They will learn obedience through suffering. Hebrews 5:8 that says Hamashiach learned obedience by the things that he suffered. So the same thing will happen to some of the 144,000. All right? So basically that is it that we're looking at. So the bride is the daughter of Ruach HaKadosh. There are some people who are talking about the bride and saying the bride is Ruach HaKadosh. The bride is not Ruach HaKadosh. The bride is the daughter of Ruach HaKadosh. Let's go to Songs of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 9. By the way, let me just introduce Songs of Solomon. Songs of Solomon, that book. I could not understand that book. I ignored that book and avoided that book so much. And there's a reason most of us cannot understand that book, because that book speaks about the bride. It was veiled because only to those whom it is given to understand should understand. Yes? So it was veiled and hidden from us in deep spiritual language that is so difficult to figure out. And when I got the understanding of the bride and I started to read it, then I said, man, they hid it till the end. Right through. You get the understanding of the bride. So let's go to the Songs of Solomon. The bride, the daughter of Ruach HaKadosh, chapter 6, verse 9. Go ahead.
My dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one of her mother.
Yep.
She is the choice one of her that bare her.
Mm-hmm.
The daughters saw her and baraked her, yea, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her.
All right, my dove. My dove, where did we hear that before? Matthew 3:16. Matthew 3:16.
And Yahusha, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of I am descending like a dove.
Like a dove. And Shulamah called her my dove. My dove. Which means she comes from Ruach HaKadosh. But she's not Ruach HaKadosh because she says, my undefiled is but one. She is the only one of her mother. Who is the mother? Ruach HaKadosh. Ruach HaKadosh is no male. Ruach HaKadosh. She's the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her that bare her. The daughters saw her and barak her, yea, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. Go to Songs of Solomon 5 verse 1. The sister of Hamashiach.
I am come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink, yea, drink abundantly, O beloved.
So he calls her his sister and he calls her his spouse. This is deliberate. This is deliberate to get us the understanding that the sister means she came from Ruach HaKadosh. Hamashiach came from Ruach HaKadosh. So he's saying that she also came from Ruach HaKadosh. She is my spouse, which means she is the bride. Spouse there means bride. So she's his sister and she is the bride. That's what verse 1 is telling us. Go to verse 2.
I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night.
All right. Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. He used dove, he used sister again to let us know that the dove, Ruach HaKadosh, she is his sister, also comes from Ruach HaKadosh. So when we go back to the composition of the family, this is what it's confirming there. Same mother. Same mother. All right. Now, Shulamah, Shulamah, there are some people who say that Shulamah is Hamashiach because there are several people who manifest Hamashiach. You have David, you have Joseph, you have Shulamah, the similitude. When Shulamah is writing here, he's writing in the place of Hamashiach as if he is Hamashiach. All right? Now, when he says he's his sister, people might say, man, then if it's his bride, then that means it's incest. Now, we have to understand that spiritual things are different from natural things. Let me get these things off. Yeah, spiritual things are different from natural things. Let's go to Ephesians 4:4. Let's look at the spiritual things being different from the natural things.
There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One I am, one faith, one baptism. One I am and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
So there is one body and one Ruach. One body, one Ruach. So the same Ruach that came down through Hamashiach, the same Ruach that is with the bride. It's the same thing with us. There's one Ruach in us. And what do we call each other? We call each other what? Brother. We call each other sister. Yes? Or ak, whatever, but it means brother. So one spirit, but we are not literal brothers. We are just brothers in Ruach. Okay? Luke 20:34 now. This is what happens in the heavenly realm. There is no marriage in the heavenly realm. Marriage takes place through man on earth. Luke 20:34.
And Yahushua answering said unto them, The children of this world marry, and are given in marriage. But they which shall be counted worthy to obtain that world, and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage.
Neither marry nor are given in marriage. So in the spirit realm, he calls her sister, but they are not married in the spirit realm. Sisters in the spirit realm, as we see here. Let's go back to the composition of the family. Sisters in the spirit realm. Let's go back to equal to the angels in heaven. Continue.
Neither can they die any more, for they are
Equal unto the angels.
and are the children of I am, being the children of the resurrection.
Look at Luke 20:36. Let's go back to the diagram. Luke 20:36. Neither can they die anymore, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of I am, being the children of the resurrection. Here we go. Here we go. 144,000, the similitude, the sons of I am. All right? They cannot die anymore and are equal unto the angels. So the 144,000, by the way, is a unique set in that they actually will not die as those from the resurrection of the dead, because the end time is a different time. All right? And by the way, first things first, because there are some people who are always trying to make this thing a race thing, a race. There are some people who are saying that the woman, it's a white woman, a blonde hair woman, and all of those things. And because this is the time of the Gentiles have an understanding of this, or had an understanding of this before us. And so they took it as usual and claimed things for themselves. And so they are claiming that this bride is white. But what does the Bible say? Songs of Solomon 1, verse 5.
I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
And by the way, there are some instances of black that are used that is not referring to color. Okay? Like Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof do languish. I am black unto the ground. That black is not speaking about complexion. But this one is. Read it again, please.
I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
I am black. Let me move myself and let's look at the meaning of black. It's shakor. From H7835, properly dusk, but also absolutely jetty. Black. When something is jet black, it is black. Jetty. When it says dusky, it means dark gray. Yes? Dark gray. So it's a dark-skinned woman. Let's go to verse 6 now, because there's a different meaning of black. So that black there is H7838. If you don't believe it, go and search for it yourself. The second black in verse 6 is a different black. Very close to it, but it's different. Songs of Solomon 1 verse 6. Read it, please.
Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me.
And that is a dead giveaway. That is a complexion. I am black because the sun has looked upon me. Everyone knows that when Negroes are in the sun, we get darker and darker the more we are in the sun. Okay? When Caucasians are in the sun, they get redder and redder. It's not dark. They don't get to be black and describe themselves as their skin being black. All right? Continue.
My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards. But mine own vineyard have I not kept.
So this woman, as we told you, would be in sin and in the end would have to be, like everybody else, redeemed through sin, through Yahushua HaMashiach. Now that black there, age 7840, let us get a look at it. It is Shekar Koret. From age 7835, Swarti. Black. The word Swarti there speaks of a black complexion. Skin complexion. All right? So, this Songs of Solomon, the bride, the Lamb's wife, is a black woman. Take it or leave it, whether you like it or not, she is black. And it is put in there for a purpose. Okay? And veiled for a purpose, by the way. All right. You go ahead. Yes.
I think this is also very, very powerful to also, it is a very subtle way in telling us also that the Savior is also black, because there cannot be interracial marriages in the kingdom. So if Yahusha is white and the bride is black, that would be an interracial marriage, of which is against Torah. So I think it's left there as a way to show that the husband is black and the wife is black too, so that everything, they are both Yasharalim.
All right. Okay. So let's look at the first Adam and the second Adam. And you pro-white people, you're gonna be screaming and trying to change it. When the thing hits you and you realize the truth, you are gonna be so shocked. You're gonna fall down when you realize the Most High does not use anything exalted. Yeah? So he does not use anything exalted. White people are exalted in the earth. When the Most High is going to be using things in the end, he's going to lift up those. His prophecies tells that he's going to lift up those that are in the dunghill. He's going to lift up those who are cast down, the poor, the afflicted, the rejected, the blind. Yeah? The white people are anything such. Everywhere they go, they rule. They own everything. They have all the money. We are the poor and afflicted people. We are the people who need to be redeemed. We are the people who need to be returned to where we are. So no matter how you think about it and pick verses and say, hey, this verse says this or that says that, common sense alone tells you this is not yours. You have the world making a mess of the world. The prophecies are not for us to have the world in the end. The prophecies are for us to be nothing and to have nothing and to be rejected and to be despised and to be afflicted. We are the people. All right? Okay. So we have the first and the second Adam. Let's look at that. 1 Corinthians 15:45.
And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual.
So what is going to happen in the end times? The end times is a spiritual revolution. A spiritual revolution. This is why we tell you the place is going to be flooded or is already flooded with spiritual beings, with angels, angelic beings that are coming for this showdown. That which was first was natural. It is the spiritual now that is going to rule. The spiritual. And this bride is here to usher in the era of the spiritual. The First Testament. The First Testament. The Father came down and gave us a carnal covenant. The Second Testament, the Son came down, gave us a spiritual covenant. In the end, the bride is going to come and complete it, finish everything with this final seal on this totally spiritual covenant. With the 144,000 who will be spiritual angelic beings. All of the great patriarchs are here in this end time, angelic beings, returned to do a work in the end times. Continue.
The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is of the Master from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
Continue.
And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
This is what's going to happen in the end. We are going to bear the image of the heavenly in the end, with the heavenly beings that have come in order to set the record straight, set everything straight. That is happening, the end time everlasting gospel is the gospel of the dry bones. The resurrection of the dry bones of the whole house of Yasharal, the gathering together of the 144,000, and the return of the whole house of Yasharal to Mount Zion to rule without disturbance from the Gentiles, to rule overpowering the Gentiles. This is what it's all about. Genesis 2:20. I want to show you the similitude that the first Adam had Eve been taken from the rib of Adam. Genesis 2:20 to 23.
And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And I am who I am caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which I am who I am had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones,
Flesh of my flesh.
She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
So what did he say? In the beginning, what? That was earthy first, right? That is the earthy covenant. The earthly Adam, sorry. This was the earthy Adam. Let me take these things off and speak. This is the earthy Adam. But in Genesis 2:20 onwards, it tells us about how this earthly thing was accomplished. That his ribs was open and his flesh was open and his rib taken out and put into the woman. But remember, it says that as is the earthly, such as they also that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. So the heavenly manifestation of this is that the Ruach of Hamashiach is going to be taken from Hamashiach and placed into the bride, into the woman. The spirit, the Ruach, will be placed into the bride. No flesh of the flesh. We have already gone through that earthy process. It's a spiritual process. of the Ruach being taken from Hamashiach. Okay? Now, let's go to Isaiah 61. We want to tell you something very, very important. Many times before on our channel, we have looked at the fact that in Luke 4, Hamashiach spoke about something that was fulfilled in his days. And he was referring to Isaiah 61. So we are going to show you things that have not yet been fulfilled in his days, but that the bride would fulfill. Let's go to Luke 4:16 to 21.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and, as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat day, and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, The Ruach of I am is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of I am. And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And he began to say unto them, This day is the scripture fulfilled in your ears.
This day is the scripture fulfilled. So I want you to see here, he ended up to preach the acceptable year of I am. Now he's speaking from the book of Isaiah. And let's go to Isaiah 61 to see right up to the acceptable year of I am. Start at verse 1.
The Spirit of I am, who I am, is upon me, because I am hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of I am.
Okay, this is where Hamashiach stopped. This is where he stopped. This was fulfilled in his lifetime. But all of this now has not yet been fulfilled. You see all of this? All of that has not yet been fulfilled. This will be fulfilled by the bride. And the 144,000. And the son of the bride, by the way. It's a whole entourage that will actually fulfill this. Continue. And the day of vengeance.
And the day of vengeance of our I am, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of I am, that he might be glorified.
One thing is constant when we're talking about the bride and the end times, it's righteousness. It's judgment and righteousness. Two words, judgment and righteousness. Continue.
And they shall build the old ways. They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
All right. So all of this will not be accomplished when Hamashiach is here, or was not accomplished. And his Ruach, it will be accomplished through him, but it's through his Ruach using his servants in order to achieve his way, his will. Continue.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
All right. So guess what? Captivity. Strangers shall stand and feed their flocks. They shall serve the children of Yasharal. Now, if the children of Yasharal were white, what is so strange about people serving white people? People have been serving white people for hundreds of years. Up to this very day, they control the world, and people actually do serve them, whether directly or indirectly. Okay? It is those who are underprivileged at this moment who will receive this. Children of Yasharal. Continue.
But ye shall be named the priests of I Am. Men shall call you the ministers of our I Am.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their splendor shall ye boast yourselves.
Mm-hmm. So when now? I just have to look on this race thingy. They shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. These people have been eating our riches from ever since. From slavery right through, they have been eating our riches. So what would be so strange if they shall eat the riches of the Gentiles? This would be strange and something great if this is happening to us. Verse 7.
For your shame ye shall have double.
What shame did they have? What shame have they had? What shame? No shame whatsoever. Continue.
And for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
So this is where we come now, because we're going to show you about the bride and judgment. The bride is there for end time judgment. Verse 8.
For I am.
Love judgment. Love judgment. This is why the bride is going to be undertaking this in the end time, not Hamashiach. Verse 8.
For I am. Love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering. And I will direct their work in truth. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
Mm-hmm.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. And all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which I am hath baraked.
Mm-hmm. All shall see them and acknowledge them, that they are the seed which I am had barak. This must be an underprivileged people. A people that when this is shown, everybody's going to be surprised, because they are the least among all people. Verse 10.
I will greatly rejoice in I am. My soul shall be joyful in my I am. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
As a bridegroom decketh himself with
ornaments, and as a bride
adorneth herself with her jewels.
Mm-hmm.
For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so I am who I am, who cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
Righteousness and judgment, or righteousness through judgment. That is the constant. I'm going to give you more insights, because we're kind of jumping the gun and saying certain things. We are in a time now, or we're speaking about judgment. We are in a time now where the era of grace is over. The word says grace and truth. The law came through Moses, but grace and truth came through Hamashiach. The everlasting gospel is going to usher in another era. That is the era of the obedient. And this is where there will be judgment. This is not the era. You see people on social media or YouTube. Like you go in YouTube chat and you pick around, you create a false a profile, and you go around and you just bother people, attack people. You don't have a profile where people attack you. You just go around, you attack. All those days are done. All those days are done. And then we will say here, Michael, anybody giving trouble in the chat, block them. These are not the days to be reasoning. No, these are the days you speak. Who want an ear to hear, let them hear. If they want to ask questions, feel free. But if they keep attacking, block them. This is the time that we are in. The era of grace is over. The Most High has been showing us here the urgency, and such urgency that it makes us feel so nervous. That it's time. It's showing us a clock ticking. It's no longer time to be arguing. It's either you hear or you forbear. As a matter of fact, he has told us that we must not even go to those who are rejecting it. He says, go to those who have never heard about me, who don't know me, right? Who don't know me. He says, go to those who don't know me. So all you people here who know and are so smart and know everything and are coming arguing with your dog, we don't have any time for that. The time is too short. So it's cut and go. Because we are looking for those people who have never heard of the Most High and truly will seek and listen for the Most High. Not for those who are arguing. And Michael, swing the axe. Swing the axe. No time for that anymore. I don't have time to argue with religious people, argue with religion. Whatever the Most High puts on our heart to speak, we speak and we move on. If you want to hear, you hear. If not, you reject us. We are not asking people to listen to us. We are not looking followers. We are not looking. We are just speaking what is given to us. What happens after happens. All right. So give us a dream about the era of grace is over, please.
Shalom, family. So in this dream, it was like, I think about a year ago, or just a little, almost going for 2 years now. And I was in a classroom, because I was in China, and I was in a classroom teaching. And then all of a sudden I was standing in front, and then the bell rang, the end of the period, like, when the bell rang, all of a sudden it was like all the students had papers, so they started handing in their worksheets. And then as I was collecting their worksheet, I started screaming to the students, and I kept saying, the era of grace is over. The era of grace is over. The era of grace is over. But everyone was just throwing their papers at me. None of them were actually none of them were listening to me at all. All of them were just throwing their papers at me and already just thinking of the next class and next period that they have to get to. So basically, I just collected all the papers, and no one even bothered to even pay attention to me while I was saying this. And then all of a sudden I stood there when the classroom was empty. And then I thought within myself, and I said, if the era of grace is over, then what will I tell people that the era that we're in now is? And then the Spirit answered me, and then it said, this is the era of the obedient. And then I woke up.
This is the era of the obedient. It is obedience that is of paramount importance. Not the era of the Pharisees. Not the era of the religious believer. Okay? And so the Most High gave us another. December 30th, he gave our sister the dream that we have put out there about the final repentance. And can you just give the... Yes. As it relates to what we are trying to say, that the time is, yeah.
So, Shalom, family, again. So in that dream, my mom got a dream in which Hamashiach came to her and was telling her that there is no time left. And he told her that those who are to be sealed have already been sealed, first of all. And then he told her that there's only January left for a period of grace for those who will be seeking him with truthfully in their hearts, and that they have that month to repent. And then, funny because the whole month of January, he kept sending us dreams on what to repent on. So that's where we just went through a whole cleansing in the month of January. And then after everything that was delivered to her, Hamashiach said, "It is done. I am the rod of iron." And then he said, "Earth is finished." And then that was it. And so would this what would relate to what others saying when he says that there's no time to be going back and forth with fighting and arguing with people, because honestly, as I'm saying, it's exactly what's said in the scriptures, that if our doctrine is hid to those people who don't understand, it is because they are blinded. So we cannot do anything but pray for them to have their eyes open.
All right, all praises. And there was a third one now, that dream that you got about buying wine, because we want to show you that the time is so urgent. The time is so urgent. And not too long ago this afternoon, I got another dream about tribulation and a clock ticking again. About tribulation kicking off and clock ticking. The time is very, very close, people, and that's what the Most High has been showing us. Who has time to be on YouTube arguing with people who think they know and have already made up their minds? I have no time for that. The clock is ticking. We have souls to save. We have people to look to look for. We have people to come and encourage, people to try to wake up, to be there arguing over some doctrines. Go the dream about when you went to buy wine.
Shalom, family. So another thing, sorry to mention, connecting with this dream that Hamashiach said to my mom in that dream. He said that time of after January, that people would still read the Bible, but they would get nothing from it. There would be no new wine that they can get from the Bible. So the Bible would basically just be miscellaneous book. It would be like any other book that you read, but you'll no more gain any more understanding from it, right? Which would then herald the famine of the word. So my dream then confirms that, because
Hold on. So no sense arguing with the people. If they made up their mind that they see, there is nothing that I can tell them that will make them believe. Nothing we can tell them to make them believe. That's what the Most High has shown us. And he also showed us a dream, and he says, he that is, the conclusion was, he that is filthy still. He that is righteous. It is that late, people. So if you already made up your mind, and he already showed the religious people are going to be left behind, because your mind is not open to learn. Your mind is not open to learn anything new. You just say you see and your sin remains. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Just to say that that's actually another dream that my mom had a few days ago, actually,
Yes.
in which Kamashiach had said that because she had asked him that, are we still to go preach to people? And then he said, only go to those who don't know me truly. And then he had said to her that this is the, he started quoting the Revelation verse where he says that he that is holy, let him be holy. Him that's righteous, let him be righteous. Him that is filthy, let him be filthy still. So this is also what we're saying, that there's no point in arguing with people back and forth, because it is sealed. Those who are righteous will continue to do righteously. Those who are wicked will continue to do wickedly. And then this leads me to my dream, where I had this dream where it was like, in this dream it was like we were looking for wine. So we already had 4 bottles of wine, which were non-alcoholic wine that we had bought. And in the dream, it started out with, in the dream I felt like I already knew that we'd been searching for new wine everywhere, but we weren't finding it. And the last stop that we went to was like a gas station that had a little store called Woolworth here in South Africa. So we went into the store searching for wine. And then when we went into this little store searching for wine, I asked the worker and I said, do you guys have any non-alcoholic wine? And I was with a woman. Let me just add that. I was with a woman who I don't know in the dream. I was searching with her. And then the worker said, yes, we have non-alcoholic wine. I said, okay, thank you. And then when she brought me to the non-alcoholic wine, when I assessed it, the wine had 6% alcohol. So I was confused because we said we're looking for non-alcoholic wine. So all of a sudden, the woman who I was with came and like grabbed me by the arm and pulled me. And she pulled me to the checkout line, and it was very long. There was a long checkout line. She pulled me to this checkout line quite angrily, like with much force. And she like pulled me and dragged me all the way until we stood in the line. And when we stood in the line, she started saying, I'm not taking nonsense. I'm not taking this. She started listing attributes of the type of people that she's not taking. She was no longer talking about wine. She was very upset, but she was very everything that she was saying was she was upset. She was like this. I'm not taking nonsense. I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this. And then as she was saying this, I looked over to her listing off these things. And then when she was done, I laughed nervously. And then I said, I guess the real question is, who are you going to take? And then she didn't say anything to me anymore. She just the line all of a sudden was gone, and we were close to the checkout counter. And then I woke up.
No nonsense. No nonsense. This is the bride, and this is the time and the age that we are in. It is right down to the wire. It's no time to mess around. And by the way, that no nonsense approach of the Ruach is the same thing that we go through here. We go through here this no nonsense thing. It is I don't even know what adjective to use to describe it. The most horrific feeling to get corrected by the Ruach at this time. Very, very, very rough. No nonsense. Yes? And it is the same Ruach that's going to be in the bride. So we spoke about judgment. She will be, it will be funny, she will be a woman of judgment, but she will be also a woman of shalom, of peace. Two things to her, judgment and peace. Songs of Solomon 6 verse 4.
Thou art beautiful, O my love, as Tirzah, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners.
Terrible as an army with banners. Go to verse 10. Terrible.
Who is she that looketh forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and terrible as an army with banners?
Again, verse 13.
Return, return, O Shulamite, return, return, that we may look upon thee. What will we see in the Shulamite? As it were the company of
two armies. No nonsense. This will be a rough woman. Now notice, Shulamah called her a Shulamite. Now, he gave her kind of the female version of his name. Because if you look over the right-hand side here, you see Shulamit or Shulamit means peaceful. Peaceful, that's the woman's name, the Shulamite. It's in the scriptures only twice. The name Shulamah, 293 times in scripture, also means peaceful. So Shulamah, that's why he called her his sister. So she is peaceful, but she's terrible as an army with banners. So a woman of judgment, but also a woman of shalom. So she is the female version. You have something on it? Yeah, the female version of Shulamah. I don't know if you say the female version, but peaceful. All right? Now, also in the songs of Solomon, he spoke about the bride coming from the wilderness. Verse 5. Songs of Solomon 8, verse 5.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Just to add to what Alda's saying about her being terrible, I also remember another dream that we also had. I think I told you it, Alda. Where in this dream it was like my mom said that we were on a farm and we were getting potatoes, and then all of a sudden when we were like selling these potatoes in potato bags, and a man came to buy the potatoes, and then later on the man came again and returned the potatoes because they were rotten, right? And then later on, we understood that the man was Hamashiach. And Hamashiach, when he returned the potato, we apologized and said, "Oh, sorry, the potatoes were rotten." And then he said, "No, it's fine. You're lucky that it was me who came and not my wife."
Yes.
And then my mom said she understood that the wife was she was like a police, that she was in law enforcement. You see, and then so with that being said, we just trying to say that the wife she's very stern. So to the point that Hamashiach said, "You're lucky I came and not her," because she's very stern.
Yes. Yes, God, I'm happy for that one. Yeah. All right, so we're just looking at some evidence of the bride in the scriptures. Songs of Solomon 8, verse 5.
Songs of Solomon.
Whoop!
What's that? Oh.
You see the brothers now to be here. Is it?
Yes. Man, sorry.
What kind of soldiers those? I don't have to bring this, I have to
Yes.
Let me see if I can get it back. Still going.
Okay.
Check. 1, 2. All right, go. I hope it's still on. Yeah, go ahead.
Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree. There thy mother brought thee forth. There she brought thee forth that bare thee.
All right. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? Who is her beloved?
Yeah.
Hamashiach, leaning upon her beloved. Yeah. And if you go to Revelation 12, verse 14, the woman will be in the wilderness.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
So the woman was given 2 wings that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place in the wilderness. And in Songs of Solomon 8:5, she says she'll be in the wilderness leaning upon her beloved. So in the wilderness, coming out of the wilderness, this woman will be filled with Ruach HaKadosh, with the power of Ruach HaKadosh in her coming out of the wilderness. Continue. Verse 16.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of I am, and have the testimony of Yahusha.
So verse 17, I believe, is 144,000. So the dragon wrought with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of I am and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. These are the 144,000 who will be perfected in the through tribulation. Now let's look at the bride in prophecy. Matthew 12:42. Because the reason we're giving you these little snippets is that the bride is hidden, or was hidden, all over the scriptures. All over the scriptures. Matthew 12:42.
The queen of the south shall rise up in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it. For she came forth from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and, behold, a greater than Solomon is here.
The queen of the south. feel free to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation. Remember, we told you she will be a judge. And we spoke earlier when we were speaking about the everlasting gospel, when we showed you, we gave you the cherubim, and we told you that the woman there is the judge. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation and shall condemn it. Hamashiach was not speaking at the time of Solomon, he was speaking of the present future tense. So this is what will happen. This woman will rise up in judgment in the end time with the people of this world. The bride in prophecy, gathering as a hen. The bride will be gathering, along with the 144,000, will be gathering the people of the Most High. Yeah.
Just also another part that I would also just like to add, because she's called the Queen of the South. And we know that the true land is in the south. So it's trying to tell you that the bride will rise up from true Israel. She's not going to, a lot of people in the comments we've also seen will tell you that the bride's in America, the bride of Hamashiach is in true biblical Israel. That's why she's called the Queen of the South, because she will be where true Israel is.
All right. And let's give a parable for that. This parable, I've always been trying to figure this out. Now it's giving me more understanding. Ezekiel 20.
Ezekiel 20.
I believe this is a clue to tell you where the land is, where the promised land is. All right? Because throughout Ezekiel, the Most High warned about what he would be doing to the land. Go to verse 46.
46. Okay. Son of the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field, and say to the forest of the south, hear the word of I am. Thus saith I am who I am. Behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. The flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all faces from the south to the north shall be burnt therein. And all flesh shall see that I am have kindled it. It shall not be quenched. Then said I am who I am. They say of me, doth he not speak parables?
So this is veiled again. Veiled again to show you. This was what he was prophesying for Yasharal. So he veiled this to let you know the land is in the south. Anyway, that's not the main topic, but we just think we should interject that. All right. Where were we again? All right, coming from the wilderness, yeah, led by Hamashiach.
I think we're going to the mother hen.
Oh, yes. Gathering as a hen. Go ahead. Matthew 23:37.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not.
All right, so Hamashiach could not gather Jerusalem as a hen gathered her chicks, but a woman is going to come to gather Jerusalem as a hen gathers her chicks. So this is not a veiled prophecy in the scriptures about the bride. Yeah, go ahead.
Just another veiled one, because Hamashiach purposely uses the term hen and not rooster. because a hen is a female chicken,
Yeah.
and that gathers the children because the bride is the mother of the 144 to gather all of Israel. So, and also very, very profound that Hamashiach says, "Thou that killest the prophets," because the bride is one of the two witnesses, as we've said, and she
Yes.
will be killed because of people who hate her for her prophesying.
Yes.
So this is also veiled, that this is her saying that she will be killed because she'll be one of the prophets that are killed.
All right. Let me set this thing. Oh boy. All right. The harvest is ready. Luke 10, 1 to 2.
After these things, I am appointed, the master appointed other 70 also, and sent them two and two before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come. Therefore said he unto them, The harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore that I am of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
Oh, hold on. Well, where are we?
Luke 10, 11 and 2.
No. Luke 10, 1 to 2.
1 to 2, yes.
1 to, what did I say?
1 to 2.
1 to 12.
Oh, 1 to 12, okay.
Yeah.
Go your way. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse, nor scrip, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, Shalom be to this house. And if the Son of Peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again. And in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give. For the laborer is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house.
All right, so what we want to show you here is that the end times, it's a no-nonsense gospel. No nonsense.
Yes.
Look at it, continue.
And into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you, and heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, The kingdom of I am is come nigh unto you. But into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you not, go your way out into the streets of the same, and say, Even the very dust of your city, which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be ye sure of this, that the kingdom of I am is come nigh unto you. I say unto you, that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city.
Serious judgment in the end times. This is not a time for playing around. It's not a time for internet playing around, going around, arguing with people, chatting and picking with people, trying to show that you know more than people, looking for people's errors, going around searching out for people's errors. Yeah? It's not a time for that. It's time for every man to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling, my people. Wake up. We are in the time of the end. Okay? So, we're going to look at Yahusha the sower. Because what we want to say now is that if you do not have understanding, you cannot bear fruits. If you do not have understanding, you cannot enter the kingdom. You cannot enter Zion without understanding. I think we spoke about it earlier. We're not talking about understanding. You're coming now and you know every scripture. No, you have to have a heart to learn. Then that's okay. Remember, Yahusha said to our sister when she asked, when he says, what did he say when so she asked and said, should we still
Yes.
preach to people?
He said, yes, you should preach to those who do not know him.
Yes.
Not to those who say they know him and yet do not truly know him.
Yes. So those who say they know him and are going around arguing, it's not for them. This is like the New Testament when the apostles were around. It is New Testament 2.0. It is those who are interested, truly, truly interested in a Mashiach and willing to listen. The Pharisees, they were hard-headed and hard-hearted, and they were rejected. They were rejected. Again, it's the religious people who are going to be rejected. So, let's look at the sower. Yahusha the sower. Hearing and understanding. Matthew 13, 18 to 23. What's happening here? Matthew 13, 18 to 23. Let me get it, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended.
All right, hold on. Notice the first one. When one heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. So if we have no understanding, Satan is going to make a mockery of what we have learned. Go back now to where you were going. Verse 22.
He also that received seeds among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth, some an hundredfold, some 60, some 30.
He that heareth the word and understandeth it. The end time people, it's all about understanding. It's all about understanding. Those who do not have understanding are going to be left behind. Because the bride comes to gather those that have understanding. Matthew 13, 23.
Matthew 13.
23.
Matthew 13, 23.
You just read it.
Yeah. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth, some an hundredfold, some 60, some 30.
What about the religious who refuse to grow past older doctrines? What about the religious who refuse to grow past old doctrines? But before we go to them, well, I'm sorry, I forgot about Hadassah's dream about the shedding. Can you remember it?
Yes.
Yeah, just give us a dream about the shedding.
Okay.
Because the Most High has given us dreams here through our sister about shedding false doctrines, shedding old doctrines. Those who understand the everlasting gospel, you have to shed old doctrines. Those who are coming and they will come and give problems are those who hold on to their doctrines thinking that, yeah, this is eternal life. We are in the days of the Pharisees once again. All right, could you give us that dream, please?
Shalom, family. So the dream was also shared on the prophecy channel, so I'm gonna just try to remember it as best as I can. In this dream, it was like my mom was brushing her teeth, and when she was brushing her teeth, all of a sudden she noticed that her tooth was like brittle and it was like cracking, like shedding. And then she quickly ran to the mirror, and then when she looked in the mirror, she saw that like indeed her teeth was like falling off like sand. It was just falling off. And then all of a sudden the scene changed and she was at a dentist. And then when she got to the dentist observed her, and then she was like wondering what was wrong. And then the dentist said that you are shedding old doctrines. And then as he was doing that, he took a card, like a patient card, and he looked at the patient card, and then the dentist said that this is also being registered in the spirit realm. So this was a shedding of doctrine. And then all of a sudden the dentist was in like a hurry, like, okay, no, we have to go, take me to where you stay, take me to where you stay, because he had understanding of what was happening. And then all of a sudden they drove back with my mom back to where we were camped. And then when they got there, they noticed that all the people in the assembly here were also doing the same thing. They were shedding, like their teeth were falling out. And then the dentist had said, oh no, it has begun, And then all of a sudden there was a group of people who were just like, who wanted this to happen to them. Because all of a sudden it was like there was an understanding that this shedding was a very powerful thing that was happening. And it was only happening to a select bunch of people, where other people who it wasn't happening to were asking questions like, how can I also get it to happen to me? And then my mom said that one of the men of the assembly took the dentist aside and were trying to explain to him how to kind of help him. And people who were lined up trying to get help from the assembly were asking like, how does this happen to you? Some of them were trying to ask us, where did we get our tassels? They wanted to put tassels on their garments all of a sudden. It was just hysteria. Everyone was just hysteric trying to get this shedding that had happened to some of us. And that was mainly the dream.
All right, all praises. So that is why we said the bride comes to collect those that have understanding. It is those that have shed the old doctrines, because the everlasting gospel is not the gospel that we learn, the pro-Christian gospel that we learn. Unless we can shed that, then we cannot have the understanding to get understand the everlasting gospel to be gathered. All right? So what about the religious who refuse to grow past those old doctrines, those who do not shed? What about them? John 9:41.
And Yahusha said unto them, if ye were blind, ye should have no sin. But now ye say, we see, therefore your sin remaineth.
There we go. We see. Instead of keeping your minds and your heart open to prove all things, hold fast that which is good, what do? You say you see. Oh, I know. No, and you're there battling. Yes? You say you see, therefore your sin remains. Those religious people who think they know, these people are going to be left behind. Warned. When this word came to me, and I've told you several times, I was reluctant. The Most High roughed me up in the worst way to get moving and to come off of those old things and wanting to hang on to what I thought I knew, etc. We have to let that go, people. We have to let that go. Okay? All right. So, the bride will gather through Ruach HaKadosh. The mother, she will gather through the mother. Revelation 22:17-19.
And the Spirit and the bride say, Come. And let him that heareth say, Come. And let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, I am shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
This is a danger. Continue.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, I am shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the Kadosh city, and from the things which are written in this book.
All right, so this is a danger. That's why we have to make sure we prove all things and hold fast that which is good. You gave the dream about the Rakakadosh appearing as an old woman.
Not yet.
All right. All right, so give us that one. Rakakadosh appearing as an old woman.
Shalom, family. So this dream I had quite a while back. I think about a year or two ago, or somewhere around there. And I didn't understand the dream at all until much later, as with is a lot of the dreams that I've gotten. And in this dream, it began with me, and I was like in a forest. And when I was in a forest, it was like in front of me was like a witch's hut, like a place where a witch lives. And all of a sudden, the witch appeared, and she had like a cauldron there. And then all of a sudden, I started rebuking her. And I was rebuking her in Yahusha's name, rebuking her and rebuking her, until all of a sudden the dream morphed, and then all of a sudden I was in an apartment. I was in an apartment with a sliding door behind me. And then, so I turned around to the sliding door, and all of a sudden there was an elderly woman standing there. She was elderly, she was very elegant because she was in like a very like elegant looking suit, and she was holding a small bag. She looked like an aristocrat. She was very, very elegant. So when she stood there in front of me, because I had just come from warfare, fighting the witch before, I started rebuking her immediately, and I started saying, in the name of Yahusha, I started rebuking her, rebuking this woman. And this woman stood there expressionless, and she just looked at me as I continued to rebuke. And I rebuked and I rebuked, and then I started moving closer to her because she wasn't moving, nothing was happening. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, as I moved closer to her, the woman disappeared. But when she disappeared, she was like translucent. Like I could still see her like water, that, she became like watery. And she started moving around me as if to go to the door. And then all of a sudden, the minute that happened, in my spirit, it was like I got the understanding. I was like, oh no, that was Ruach HaKadosh. So all of a sudden, I quickly turned and I held onto her arm. Even though she was like invisible and translucent, I still grabbed onto her arm. And then all of a sudden she appeared again. And then I said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I was terrified because I was just like, oh no, it's the Ruach. And I'm at a loss for words even still thinking of it. And then I said that I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And then, it's almost like I wanted to explain to her that I just came back from fighting a witch spiritually, so I was still in warfare mode. So I didn't know that it was that things had changed, but she understood. Like at the same time in the spirit, I knew that she understood. And then all of a sudden, the woman and I were moving out of this apartment with great speed now. And all of a sudden, the woman had a huge entourage around her, like bodyguards, and so much was happening around her because all of a sudden it was like she was a state president or a queen, like she had like bodyguards and entourage. Everything was just like flanking her, and she was giving out orders very authoritatively, like you do this, then like giving out like she was just flying orders around as we were going downstairs in this apartment, and then I woke up.
So what do you get from it?
So what I got from that dream is the first of all, the most important thing that was revealed, because I was very, very, as Alda was saying, skeptical with the concept of Ruach HaKadosh being the mother. And then when I prayed about this, I think last week or so, I was in prayers pleading the Most High not to be deceived about anything. And then I wondered, because I wasn't getting any sort of, revelation or anything with regards to it. Then I said, let me think back on anything that I've had before. And then one morning, the Ruach brought this dream back to me. And then I remembered that the Most High had already spoken this when I didn't have understanding of it. So the Ruach HaKadosh is the mother. That's why she appeared as a grandmotherly woman. She is the all mother, as the I am is the all father. So that was the first thing that I got from it. And then the second thing that I got from it is the 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 villain, how women have been villainized, because the dream starts off with me fighting a witch, and then when fighting the witch, it quickly changes and Ruach HaKadosh stands in front of me and I'm still in warfare mode, and then I start rebuking. So it is a warning with regards to being careful, because it's showing how the feminine part of the sovereign has been villainized. And then all of a sudden, luckily, thank Abba that she understood, because I guess the whole dream was just a lesson, and it was trying to unfold this mystery. And then when I finally said I'm sorry, and she was fine with me, and then all of a sudden she revealed herself as she truly is, which is an extreme power, because all of a sudden she had bodyguards. She was like a powerful ruler. She was like a queen that had come into town, and she had this huge entourage around, and she was throwing orders around. So it's only when you accept the Ruach as she truly is, that's where she'll reveal herself to you and show you her true authority and power.
All right, all praises to the Most High. And yeah, and the bride is the daughter of the Ruach, all right? So women are going to be coming back to their rightful positions as true helpmeets. And this woman will be a helpmeet for the nation. Now, let's look at blasphemy of the Ruach, the unforgivable sin. Because this is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen in this end time. See, if you don't understand this thing about the bride, people are going to be blaspheming and be blaspheming the daughter of Ruach HaKadosh, be blaspheming the movement of the Ruach. It is very easy, my people, to blaspheme the Ruach. All you have to do is the Ruach is doing something, and you deny that it is the Ruach, or you say it is the devil. It's a very serious thing, a very, very risky thing to do. Yeah? So many people in this end time are going to reject it, especially the religious people. They are going to reject the way. Blasphemy against the Ruach, Matthew 12:31 to 32.
Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against Ruach HaKadosh shall not be forgiven unto men. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaketh against Ruach HaKadosh, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither
in the world to come. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is serious. Now, you ever wonder why? Have you ever wondered why you can't blaspheme the Ruach? You can blaspheme Hamashiach. Yeah? And it shall be forgiven. But against Ruach, And the earthly similitude is given to us in our lives. How sensitive we are about our mothers. People can say anything, but don't say anything against our mother. It's the same thing. That is why I tell you that Ruach HaKadosh is that feminine principle. It is the mother. Ruach HaKadosh. You can run any joke at all, but don't run joke against my mother. That's how we are. And many in where I grew up, there is a curse word that tells you to do something with your mother. Many people have died because of it, because you have disrespected their mother. It is the same thing. Blasphemy against Ruach HaKadosh will not be forgiven. Will not be forgiven. So this woman is actually coming to bring the perfection of woman. Now, we read several scriptures about women in subjection, women being quiet, and women this, women that. That still goes. And if you're a woman listening to this, it's nothing has changed. There still has to be an order, because I am is not an author of confusion, but order. So there is still that order. But the woman is going to come to save through childbearing. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3, verses 15 to 16 first. Woman saved through childbearing.
15,
Go ahead.
15 to 16.
15 to 16.
Sorry, Genesis, which one?
Genesis 3.
Oh, Genesis 15 to 16. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
I think you should do this one.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. This one.
But all right. So this one, as a beloved, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So this one is a prophecy of the Revelation 12 woman. So the Revelation 12 woman, when the Most High puts enmity between the woman and the serpent, this is why the woman comes, when she's revealed in Revelation 12, she's revealed pregnant, because she comes with childbearing, because she's coming to fulfill prophecy. And then when she comes like that, she doesn't also just come alone. The serpent immediately realizes what's happening, because the serpent realizes that it's the time of his undoing. Because this is the prophecy that this woman is coming to fulfill, in which she's going to crush the head, or to bruise the head of the serpent. But then, as I'm saying, that's why when you go to Revelation 12, so if you can go to Revelation 12,
Pardon?
can we go to
Yes.
Revelation 12? Yes. When you go to Revelation 12, it says here,
Let me get it on screen.
okay,
Revelation 12.
Revelation, so yes. Revelations 12:13.
I'm getting it. I'll read it.
Okay.
Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child.
All praises. So this is the man-child who is the seed of the woman, who is prophesied to bruise the head of the serpent. And then so what Satan does is persecute this woman, because he's hoping to destroy the woman along with her child. Because the woman on her own is the undoing of him, because she is also a witness. She is together Yasharal. That's why she comes crowned with 12 stars, because she's here for the salvation of the nation. So that's why he tries to destroy both of them. Contrary to what a lot of people believe with regards to the child of Revelation 12, because there's the part here earlier in the chapter where the child is born, and it says he's caught up to the throne. And a lot of people think that the child is gone, which wouldn't make any sense, because it wouldn't fulfill this prophecy of the seed of the woman bruising the head of the serpent. So the child on his own has his own end time role to be playing. So he will be an active player of these end times along with the woman. So this is the fulfillment of this prophecy of the woman being saved through childbearing, because through her seed the serpent is destroyed, and through her herself, because when the serpent came into the garden, he deceived the woman. So the Most High does uses the least, and the Most High uses what Satan used to make the world fall to again to destroy him. So it was the woman that Satan used or tricked rather to destroy the world. So therefore, again with the woman, the Most High confounds Satan and destroys him with the same vessel that he used to cause the world to fall.
All right, where was I again? Woman saved through childbearing. Yeah. So, as I said, the bride will free the woman from the error of Eve. 2 Timothy 2:11.
It is a faithful saying.
No, 2 Timothy 2:11. 1 Timothy 2:11.
Oh.
Sorry. 1 Timothy 2:11.
1 Timothy 2:11. Okay. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be silent. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety.
Saved in childbearing. If they continue in emunah and love and holiness and self-control. This is what is coming in the end time for the woman. The righteous daughter of Zion has to be turned away from unrighteousness to be saved in childbearing. All right? So the woman will be saved in childbearing, and the woman's seed will be bruising the head of the serpent. The woman is the scourge of the serpent. That's why Revelation 12, he went after the woman. That is why Satan persecutes the woman. Revelation 12, 1-2. That is why Satan persecutes the woman. Thanks.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
12 stars here means she's Yasharal. The 12 tribes of Yasharal. Go ahead.
And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And there
Notice, she being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered, saved through childbearing, the pain of childbearing. Continue. Verse 13. Yes, go ahead.
So just wanted to say what Aldo was saying with the woman being crowned with 12 stars, because there's some people who say that she's not Yasharal. She has the 12 stars, or the crown of 12 stars, because it's for the 12 tribes, as Aldo had said. But a lot of people then say that no, it's not the 12 tribes, it's for the 12 disciples. It meaning that it's for the church age.
Oh.
And if you read even in some of the extra books, I just don't want to say the name of the book because it's a bit of a complex one. And it says when Yahusha chose the 12 disciples, he chose them after the tribes of Yasharal. So even in the New Testament with Yahusha choosing the 12, he's choosing them after the tribes. So each disciple represents a tribe of Israel. So everything about it, it all links back to Israel anyway. So the disciples also an allegory of Israel. They are from the 12 tribes themselves.
I don't know why they're trying to rip us away from our inheritance. Why are they trying to rip us away? Hey boy. Verse 13 and 14. Oh, we did those already. The woman persecuted by Hasatan but protected. 13 and 14.
And when the dragon saw, thank you, sis. Thank you so much, sis. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time, from the face of the serpent.
So the woman persecuted by Hasatan, but persecuted. This is why women are targeted. Women are targeted for vanity, rebellion, nakedness, disorder. Every evil thing, women are targeted by Hasatan in order to get them because it's about the woman. The woman is the main target of Hasatan. The main target of Hasatan is the woman. That is why the advertisement and everything is directed towards women. Isaiah 3:12-26. Let's see what will happen. Satan will accomplish in the end times.
That's it.
Isaiah 3:12.
As for my people, the children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
So there will be unrighteous leadership, even by women in the end times. All right? So this bride, that's why this bride has to be sent into the wilderness to be perfected, to be filled with the Ruach HaMashiach, so that she will not cause her people to err. Verse 13.
I am standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people. I am will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith I am who I am of hosts? Moreover, I am saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a twinkling with their feet. Therefore I am will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and I am will discover their secret parts.
These are the women today. Yeah? Vain women today. Continue. In that day.
In that day I am will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cowls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair boldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
So this is the end time state of the daughters of Zion. A desolate state, because Hasatan would have accomplished this task of getting them so corrupted, so vain, so much into themselves and how they look. They are going to be so corrupted. This is why we need the gathering of our people out of this desolation. And most of these people, they will be gathered in tribulation. They will be gathered in, they will not come voluntarily to the Most High. They will be gathered in tribulation. So we spoke about the judgment that's coming from the bride. It's a spirit of judgment that will purge his people to holiness. So that is why we said they will be gathered through tribulation, because the ruach of judgment will purge his people to holiness, Isaiah 4, verses 2 to 4.
In that day shall the branch of I am be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called Kadosh, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When I am shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem
From the midst thereof,
by
by
the
the ruach
spirit
of judgment.
and by the spirit of burning.
So the judgment in the end, the woman with the crispin pins and the bonnets and the tires and the this and the mufflers, they will be purged by the ruach of judgment. By the ruach of judgment. You want to do about the man-child?
Just a verse that Isaiah 32:16.
Isaiah 32:16.
Yes. Okay, Isaiah 32:16.
Yeah.
Then judgment shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain in the fruitful field. So this one just as Arthur was saying, that the Revelation 12 woman embodies judgment. She's order. She's all as we had said a few teachings ago, that she is the judicial part of the government. So it says, then judgment shall dwell in the wilderness, because it personifies judgment as a living person. And we just read now in Revelation 12 that the woman flees to the wilderness. And in Songs of Solomon, it says, who's that comes from the wilderness? So she is this judgment. She's the judgment that dwells in the wilderness, because she will be there judging from the wilderness, and that's where she will be gathering Yasharal.
All right. Yeah, a good connection there. So the ruach of judgment. Judgment in the wilderness. Thank you for that one. Now, the book of the Shepherd of Hermas, page 66, chapter 59. That tells us something very interesting. Page 66. Chapter 59. Just before that, when it says, why, sir, I said.
Let me just get it there quickly, Alden.
66, eh?
I'm just getting it there quickly.
Okay,
66?
Yeah. Little before the start of 59.
Why, it's okay. Why, sir, I said...
Hold on, let me get it on the screen. Make sure it's on the screen. I'm trying to get this on the screen. Yeah, go ahead.
Why, sir, I said, is the son of I am presented in the parable in the guise of a slave? Listen, he said, the son of I am is not presented in the guise of a slave, but is presented in great power and rulership. How so, sir? I asked. I do not understand. Because, he said, I am planted the vineyard. That is, he created the people and turned them over to his son. And the son placed the angels over them to protect them. And the son himself cleansed their sins with great labor and enduring much toil. For no one can cultivate a vineyard without toil or labor. So, when he himself had cleansed the sins of the people, he showed them the paths of life, giving them the law, and he received from his Father.
Okay, hold on. Let us get a catch up here. So the Most High planted the vineyard when he created the people. And he turned over the people to his son. That's why the son says, all power has been given me. And the son placed the Malachim, angels, over them to protect them. And the son himself cleansed their sins with great labor and much toil. Yeah? So when he himself had cleansed the sins of the people, he showed them the paths of life, giving them the law that he received from his father. Continue.
You see, he said, that he is ruler of the people, having received all power from his father.
Mm-hmm.
But here why I am took his son and the glorious angels as counselors concerning the inheritance of the slave, the pre-existent Holy Spirit, which created the whole creation. I am caused to live in the flesh that he wished.
All right, so this is it now. The daughter of the Ruach, the bride. The Ruach is going to dwell in her, and the Ruach is the bride will be the finished product of the toil of the Son, as the Son toils to bring her to perfection with his Torah and through his Ruach. Continue.
This flesh, therefore, in which the Holy Spirit lived, served the Spirit well, living in kadoshness and purity, without defiling the Spirit in any way. So, because it had lived honorably and chastely, and had worked with the Spirit and had cooperated with it in everything, conducting itself with strength and bravery, he chose it as a partner with the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
For the conduct of this flesh pleased I am, because while possessing the Holy Spirit, it was not defiled upon the earth.
He chose it as a partner. So this is going to be the end time. It is that the Ruach will be dwelling in the bride, as the Ruach was dwelling in Yahusha HaMashiach. But this is a different work now, because it's Yahusha HaMashiach that does the work in her to get her to where she can hold the Ruach. Continue.
So he took the Son and the glorious angels as counselors, in order that this flesh also, having served the Spirit blamelessly, might have some place to live, and not appear to have lost the reward of its service. For all flesh in which the Holy Spirit has lived will, if it proves to be undefiled and spotless, receive a reward. Now you have the explanation of this parable.
All right. Something on this?
Right, I guess the main thing that I got from this one is also that it says, for all flesh in which Holy Spirit has lived will, if it proves to be undefiled and spotless, receive a reward. So it's just stating that along with the bride, this would be the 144. Because if you read here, it also says that the Son was taken. He took the Son and the glorious angels as counselors. So we all know that Yahusha is the counselor to the Most High. But the Most High also has other counselors too, which are the other angels that sit in the heavenly council, which will be the 144,000, which are with the Son. This is why in Revelation 12 it says that they stand with the Lamb on Mount Zion, and wherever he goes, they go, because they form part of the heavenly council.
All right, all right, all right. I guess that is what we have for today. That's what we have for today. As we looked at the bride, as we looked at the veiled, we could go through, I had planned to go through, what time is it?
What about the one with the sun?
Huh?
With the sun.
The son of it?
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering if we should do that. All right, let's do, because we're talking about the Revelation 12 woman, we want to look at the son as well. We're going to speak about continuity in the family. You have to do
What? Okay.
this. Isaiah 53:10.
Yet it pleased I am to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of I am shall prosper in his hand.
The pleasure of I am shall prosper in his hand. But look at that verse that we highlighted. He shall see his seed. So if you think people will find it hard to accept Yahusha having a bride, what about Yahusha having a son? But that son is not in the carnal sense. It's not the carnal sense, because what it says, that was first is natural, and then what is next is spiritual. So Yahusha is spiritual. So this son is a son in the Ruach, that he shall see his seed. So Hamashiach will see his seed. Revelation 12:5.
And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto I am, and to his throne.
Now, this man-child here, you see the similitude. If you don't understand, if you believe in the virgin birth, you're gonna have a hard time understanding this. But if you are over the virgin birth, then you'll find it easy to understand. Let me get my field on. Sorry. Yeah, if you are over the virgin birth, then you'll find it easy to understand. When you get to understand that Yahusha was here, he was the son of Joseph in the physical sense, but the Ruach of Barbelo was placed in him. So he was natural in the flesh, but in the spirit, he was a heavenly being. Same thing with the son. The son will come from a natural birth. Natural birth from a father in this realm. But spiritually, that child will be spiritually the child of Hamashiach. There are some books that speak about it, speak about the child of the child. This is the bride and her son. And this son and this bride is not there by physical. It's spiritual bride and the spiritual son of the bride, which is Yahusha's son. Now, the continuity that we're speaking about in Isaiah 53:10, and it speaks about he shall see his seed. There are times in the scriptures that are referring to Yahusha, and at times will be referring to his son or some other person who will be carrying out Yahusha's mandate. Because in Psalms 2, verse 9, it says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. That's what is spoken about of Hamashiach. But if you look at Revelation 12:5, it says the same thing. Whoops.
And she brought forth a man-child, who shall rule all nations with a rod of iron.
With a rod of iron. Same rod of iron. So we have the son of the son. This thing is more complicated than we think it is. It's not a simple ABC, because everything everybody looked at was Yahusha. Then we did a teaching that Yahusha is not the Lion of Judah and all of that, and we get to understand there are greater and greater depths that we did not know about. Now remember, all power is given to Yahusha HaMashiach, the father of the child. Matthew 28:18-20.
And Yahusha came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of Ruach HaKadosh,
Mm-hmm.
teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.
And notice he says, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of Ruach HaKadosh. Look at that line. In the law covenant, it was the Father that came on this earth when he went on Sinai. And it is the Son who came next in the new covenant, who died for us and give us opportunity of redemption. And then the third is Ruach HaKadosh. It's Ruach HaKadosh that's going to be manifested again through her daughter in the end time. And that is the end time perfection of this world and of mankind. The Father, the Son, and Ruach HaKadosh. We do not believe in a Trinity, but this is the closest you can get to our belief in a Trinity. It is over time, each one of them will execute for the perfection of mankind, for the perfection of this world. All right? All praises to the Most High. These are very... okay, I'm sorry, I should have asked you. No, go ahead.
Right. Oh, yes. So, as Aldo was saying, that all of them witness in the end, the Father, the Son, and Ruach HaKadosh. And then also you to remember that the scriptures say, the law of Moses says that a matter is not concluded unless there be 2 or 3 witnesses. Mm-hmm. So very, very powerful also with the work of the Son, the bride, and the Son of the Son, because the Son, Yahusha HaMashiach, came first as the first witness. And who stands as a witness currently. Mm-hmm. That's why in Revelations 2, then we are told of the 2 witnesses who come. And the 2 witnesses have to be 2 people who stand. Yes, the bride is 2 in 1 because she carries the Ruach of HaMashiach within her. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, there would have to stand 3 witnesses who witness against the world. So that would then be the HaMashiach, the bride, and the son of HaMashiach. Mm-hmm. This is why... I was saying earlier on with regards to continuity, that you the man child that is spoken about in Revelation does not get taken up and is gone. He has to be an end time player. And the same way that Yahusha learned obedience through being in this world is that the same way that the bride and the man-child need to be going through all that they go through in the wilderness to perfect them. Mm-hmm. So they don't just, the man-child doesn't just disappear and go out and then appear and then is given a rod of iron, because that wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. Before heaven gives power, it will put you through trials. You have to go through the refinement, the chastening, the cleansing and purification. So the same thing with the bride. She doesn't just rise into power. She goes through the wilderness. She goes through the hard, the tribulation and everything. So will the man-child also be tried through the tribulation before he gets the rod of iron. Mm-hmm. So very, very, as Alda's saying, that it's a much more deeper thing than we thought, because a lot of the revelations and prophecies about the bride and the man-child are veiled. The bride is veiled in ways of speaking about as Jerusalem, daughter of Zion, in Songs of Solomon, as we've shown. And the man-child's prophecies are hidden sometimes as prophecies that sound like they're Yahusha's prophecies. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things have been veiled until this time, until the time of this revelation. And one of the other things that we just wanted to also add, I don't think we spoke about the worshipping of...
Oh, yes.
Yes, the worshipping of the bride or the man-child or the 144,000, mm-hmm. which is completely forbidden. The gospel, the everlasting gospel with regards to the bride can lead very quickly into Queen of Heaven worship. Mm-hmm. A lot of people wanting to say that she is Ruach HaKadosh and she's divine. The bride is not divine. The man-child is not divine. They are normal people who will be in sin, that the Most High will cleanse and purify and make and turn them into the people that they need to be. And then when the transformation happens, then they will step into their heavenly roles as who they really are. Mm-hmm. But as for now, while they're still human and people on this world, they're not to be idolized, they're not to be thought of as not, they are still normal humans going through the trials of this earth, because this world is here for perfecting. And so that is the rest of the 144,000. The rest of the 144,000 are also people of an aeonic level or angelic beings. They are not normal people, but while they are still here on earth, they are being perfected. They have to go through trials and tribulations so that they can be perfected. And then afterwards will they step into their roles upon the transformation. So it's a very, very, very important thing to know, because I know a lot of people also leave comments that I'm 144,000, and it's almost like they feel like they're above reproach, like they cannot be sent to hell, they cannot sin anymore. Like, no, true people, as I'm saying, who are 144,000 will understand that they are not yet transformed. They are still natural men. They are still living here on this earth. They can still sin. They are not exempt or above reproach. They can still fall into sin, into temptations and everything like that. They are not yet divine until the transformation, when the Most High has purged and perfected them. Then they will be transformed into the roles that they need to step into for the end times.
All praises to the Most High. This is something that's not so easy to teach about, because a lot of it is revelation. A lot of it is revelations that have come to us, and those who do not get the revelation might not be able to figure it out. But we continue as we go. And sometimes when we're speaking about this, we could go on and on and on, because what it does, it makes so many scriptures fit in. So many scriptures fall into place, and we get understanding now and say, oh, so that is why that says that, and that is why, yeah. But eventually, we should be able to fully expound on it. All right? All right, so let me go and see if there are any questions. Um, anything that you have? I'm just trying to run through this.
Anything else to say?
Yeah.
I would just like to say, in closing, as we have said before, but I just wanted to just stress it because of the dream that I also shared, of the grieving of Ruach HaKadosh. We have said that the bride will come with the spirit of Ruach HaKadosh. So in the dream that I shared, I said that when I was rebuking Ruach HaKadosh, she didn't fight, she didn't do anything. She just turned translucent and was ready to leave. So when we say that the bride comes with the spirit of with the Ruach HaKadosh, the spirit, she's not going to be arguing or forcing anything. If you don't want to accept, she's just going to leave. So this is why I'm saying that it's very, very imperative to understand the gospel of the bride, because the bride is going to be gathering, and if you do not know or understand what's happening, you will grieve Ruach HaKadosh, and Ruach HaKadosh will just leave. So very, very imperative to understand this, because this is the fulfillment of all prophecies. Hamashiach came and played his role as the sower who makes the way, who is the truth and the life, the door that leads to the Father. And then the bride, the daughter, comes to gather what has been sown and to take it through the door to the Father. So just very, very important to just please understand that it is imperative to understand the gospel of the bride. When we say Yahusha is coming, Yahusha is coming, but he's not going to come in the sense, in the way that you think he's going to come. He comes through the bride, through his wife. It's not going to be physically him who's going to be here. It's going to be the wife gathering through the spirit of Hamashiach. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are here thinking that they're going to see a physical manifestation of Yahusha coming. It is not going to be Yahusha who's going to physically come until the end of all of the tribulation. It will be his wife who will be here, who will be gathering, and he will be here through her in spirit. The same way when people say that, when you tell them that the two witnesses are a man and a woman, and they say, no, it is Elijah and Enoch. Yes, Elijah and Enoch are spirits, and they can inhabit a male or a female. So a lot of people are not understanding it because they're thinking of it carnally, that Elijah was a man and Enoch was a man, so the two witnesses will be two men. Not understanding that the spirits are neither female nor male. They can choose to inhabit a female vessel or a male vessel.
Yes, very important. Very important. Somebody here was asking, is not the Assembly of Philadelphia also the 144,000? And we say there are the 144,000 will be among the Philadelphia Assembly, but not exclusively. Remember, we said some will still be in sin,
Yes.
some will be perfected. Remember when it says in Revelation 12:17 that Hasatan will go to make war with the remnant of her seed that keep the commandments of I am and the Emana of Yahusha. These are the rest of the 144,000 who will still be in Babylon as well.
Yes.
All right. Uh, Someone says, does this mean the old doctrine will make it hard to truly understand the end time gospel? It depends. Because the old doctrine made it easy for me to understand the end time gospel. It depends on what you have or what you have received as the old time gospel. Because to me, what we had learned here was kind of building blocks to get us to where we could appreciate and understand. And when certain things start coming in, we start, oh, so that's what it means. It was not really a battle per se to say, no, man, this cannot be right. It was a matter of just mostly just assimilating everything together.
Sorry, Elder.
Yes.
The old doctrines are detrimental in the sense that holding on to a virgin birth, that is detrimental because
Yeah.
you won't understand things. The old doctrines are detrimental in terms of saying Yasharal or Israel are people in the Middle East because you won't understand end time prophecy, that it's not about them. Old doctrines are in terms of it's not about a nation, it's the whole church. The bride is the church. A very detrimental one in terms of understanding that the bride is one woman who's here to deliver in the end times because you're thinking the bride is the whole church.
Yes.
So these are the type of doctrines that are detrimental to your salvation because you are not going to understand end time prophecies
Yeah.
or salvation because you're thinking you have the wrong understanding
Yes.
of things. You're thinking that the bride is the whole church. You're thinking the people in the Middle East are true Israel. You're thinking etc., etc. So in this way, the old doctrines are detrimental.
Yes. All right, somebody asked, would the rib taken from Adam for Qua in Genesis equate to the Ruach HaKadosh, the wife, sister? I think we spoke of this earlier, that it was a spiritual similitude of Yahusha and the bride. If Yahusha is the son and the bride is the daughter, they wouldn't be able to marry for they'd be related, right? Growing in Christ Jesus, we looked at that earlier. I think Mike said it, yeah. Yeah. The Shabbat in Australia, Melbourne, when and what day? Please advise. I think Michael responded to that. That passage in Revelation 12 explains why Hasatan uses Gentiles to destroy the men and women of Yasharal through discord and separation. Yes. Yeah. Some people ask some questions. Why are you intense again? When is the next New Year? The next New Year for us is about September, I think, Mavis. Yeah. Um, in this present time, we say that the first not argue. Um, Barack, where's your water brother? I believe you said the daughters of Zion will be for judgment. Daughters of Zion. I didn't say the daughters of Zion will be for judgment. I said the bride will be for judgment. Anywhere insights on what that can look like playing out in correlation to tribulation, Sirach 25. I don't know. I don't know. All right. All right. Thank you very much. You have anything? Yes, go ahead.
One more thing. Sorry, can we just quickly go to Isaiah 46, 3?
Isaiah 46:3.
Yeah, Isaiah 46, 3, 4. This I just wanted to give also just with regards to maybe some brethren who might be struggling to understand the more feminine side of the sovereign. So this part chat, I used to read this passage and I used to always be confused with it because this is when I was thinking of I am being only father, only male, and I would read this and I wouldn't understand it. But then when I read this passage, then I understood that it made so much more sense now with the understanding that I have. And it reads, "Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnants of the house of Yasharal, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. And even to your old age I am he, and even to hoar hairs will I carry you. I have made and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you." So it was a very, very weird thing because I would think of the Most High as Father, then I would think of Him carrying in a womb, and it would be confusion in my head. But now when you understand that the Father emanates Ruach HaKadosh, who is mother, so this is the mother who is speaking from the sovereign, because she's the one that carries in the womb. She's the one that carries creation, and all things emanate from her with the Father, of course. But this passage then made so much more sense to understand the masculine and the feminine of the sovereign. So passages like this now all of a sudden open up in terms of understanding that it makes no sense if we're saying that all of the sovereign are male. The father's male, the Ruach is male, the son is male. But when you understand that there is the feminine and the masculine, then passages like this make more sense because you understand that this is the feminine part of the God, of the sovereign that is speaking.
Yeah, and you can also speak about the household today. If you have all males in a household, that household is not straight.
No.
To get it straight, you have to have the male and the female.
Yes.
All right, so why would the Most High have an all-male cast? Where is the female? Why would he create females in the first place? And why would he say, let us make man in our image, male and female created he them? Yeah. It's completion and it's a balance, and the world is coming to a point of completion and balance. Anything else?
That's all, Alton.
All right, so thank you very much for watching, people. Only hope we contributed somewhere to your understanding today. And thank you very much for being here with us. All praises to the Most High. And shalom, 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 shalom.